الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا محمدًا عبده ورسوله سلام على خير الأنام وسيدي حبيبي إله العالمين محمد بشير نذير هاشمي مكرم عطوف الرؤوف من يسمى بأحمد أما بعد, my dear respected brothers and elders and my mothers and sisters listening at home, it is a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given us another opportunity to attend this gathering. It's really important for our iman to be recharged continuously. Because we live in the time of fitna and in the environment of fitna where there are so many tests and so many fitnas around us which drag us away from deen. And our iman goes weaker. And when our iman goes weaker, we start to do sin, we start sinning, we start doing those actions which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala dislikes. We start disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And usually this is because of the love of dunya. We love dunya and we hate death. But everyone has to die, no one denies death. Death is one of those things nobody denies. No one has ikhtilaf in death. If I was to say that it's day outside, there would be people around the world who will come with dalail that no, it's not day, it's night. But no one will deny, even the kuffar don't deny, that death will come and they accept I will die. And everybody is chasing the dunya, everybody is running after the dunya, and he has forgotten the purpose of his life. And the purpose of our life is to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to follow the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ اعْبُدُوا رَبَّكُمُ الَّذِي خَلَقَكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. The purpose Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the mankind for is nothing other than worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But today we chase after the dunya, we chase after rizq. Rizq is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for you, and you will get whatever is written for you. Whatever is written in your luck, you will get that. They say for akhirat, you have to make effort. And dunya, you get by your luck. Whatever your luck is, whatever is written for you in your luck, in your qismat, you will get that rizq. But for akhirat, you have to make effort. Today we are opposite. We make effort for the dunya which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written for us, but akhirat we have left on luck. Allah is Ghafoor Rahim. We'll see. We'll get to paradise. We've left akhirat on luck. Whereas we should be making effort for akhirat. And rizq you will get, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Quran, وَمَا مِن دَابَّةٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ إِلَّا عَلَى اللَّهِ رِزْقُهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that there isn't a dabba, there isn't a living creature on earth, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken the responsibility of the rizq. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is feeding every creature. And insan, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the best of all the creations. What do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to feed you? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written your rizq, and your rizq is written, and it's in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you will eat whatever is written for you. Whatever is written for you, it will reach you. Sometimes, we live in England, sometimes rizq is coming for us from Pakistan, India, from African countries, from other countries. It travels to us. We go and buy from the shops. Sometimes we travel to the rizq. Our rizq is in certain country, and we go there and we eat the rizq. Last year I was traveling. When I came back, I was just thinking about this matter, this incident that happened with me. I was leaving on the Islamabad airport, and my cousin had some chocolates. He said to me, I bought these chocolates from South Africa for my son. They have been here for more than 3 months. He doesn't like them. So take these and eat them on your journey. So I took few. I ate one. One I gave to my cousin, and I still had one left, one chocolate in my pocket. So as I traveled, and then I landed in Doha airport in Qatar, I was walking, and there was this small child. He was annoying his mom. He was an Indian child, small child, walking in front of me. He was annoying his mom, and he was screaming and shouting and crying. So I walked past and I gave him the sweet, and then that child went quiet, and I carried on walking. And then I thought, subhanallah, all this journey I had to make, and I had to go through Qatar and Qatar airline and land in Doha airport and come back on this day, and where my cousin bought this chocolate from and where it was produced. And he took it. Who did he take it for? He took it for his son. He didn't eat it. He gave it to me. And I was traveling. The rizq of this chocolate was written for this child. And look how Allah gave him. Whatever is written for you, you will get. There was Maulvi Sahab giving a lecture on one Jummah. He was saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written your rizq for you, and you will get your rizq no matter what. Wherever you are, your rizq will reach you. So one young man, he attended Jummah after a long time, so he heard Sheikh's bayan. When he went back home, he said to his mother, I'm not eating food today. I want to see how Allah feeds me. I want to see how Allah gives you rizq. Because I went to mosque, and Sheikh was saying in the masjid that when Allah has written rizq for you, it reaches you no matter what. So his mother says, son, this is your rizq has reached you, this is your lunch, have your lunch. He goes, no, I want to see how Allah feeds me. So he didn't eat the lunch. He expected, some makhluk, some angels to come from skies and put in his mouth. But there is wasila for everything. So night time came, his mom brought the dinner. Son, you never had anything daytime, have this. He says, no, I want to see how my rizq reaches me. He doesn't eat at night as well. Next day comes, next morning comes, he doesn't eat again. Afternoon, his mom comes again, brings the food. He said, no, I want to see how Allah gives me my rizq. So he has a dispute with his mother, and he leaves the house, and he goes outside the house, and he goes in this area where there's few trees, and he just lays down under the tree. His mother follows him, and she comes. Mothers have that love for the children. She came and she said, here is the food for you, have some food. He goes, no, I'm not having it. I want to see how Allah is going to feed me. So she said, okay, I'm putting the food here next to the tree. If you like to eat, eat. If you don't want to eat, then I'm going. She left the food and she walked off. Now he's lying down under the tree, and he could smell the nice food. So it comes in his mind, let's have a bite. Then he thinks, no, let me see how Allah feeds me. So he gets up from there and he goes a few hundred yards away from that food and he lies under another tree. He's still expecting some angels to come and feed him. And it was the time of Zohar time, afternoon time. There was a gang of gangsters, thieves, robbers. What they used to do is every day they used to come in that area and they used to come sit under those trees in every afternoon. They used to come and plan where we're gonna go and steal from tonight, who we're gonna rob tonight. So that gang came, they sat under the tree and they saw there's food there. They said, you know what? Some of them intended to eat food. The other one says, no. One of them said, don't eat. I think one of our enemy has put the food here. And maybe he's put poison in this food and he wants to kill us. So one of them says, just go around. The one who's probably put the food, he's probably around here watching us. Go around and find him. They went around a few hundred yards and they found this man lying under the tree. They gripped him, brought him to the Amir of the thieves. And he said to him, did you put the food there? He goes, no. He said, is it your food? He says, no. He said, did you put poison in it? He says, no. Eat the food? He goes, no. He's still thinking Allah is going to feed him. Those thieves, few gripped him from hands, few gripped him from leg, few slapped him, and they fed him the food forcefully. इसने जहर डाला इसको ज़बरदस्ती खिलाओ. He's put poison in the food. For us, feed him that poison. He came home, ripped clothes, all bruised up. Mom said, what happened, son? He said, I understand now how our rizq reaches us. So next week he went again to the masjid. And Sheikh was talking the same again. He's giving the lecture on rizq again. He says to Sheikh, Maulvi Sahab, adure masle na kiya karo. Maulvi Sahab, when you tell masala, don't tell people incomplete masala. Tell them complete masala. That whoever Allah has written your rizq for you, your rizq reaches you and you will get your rizq. But whoever rejects to take that rizq, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also gives them beatings. So our rizq is written for us. But this does not mean we leave everything else, the commandments of Allah. We don't see what the commandments of Allah apply on us at that certain time. If it's Salah of Fajr, you're working, you should stop working and come for Fajr. Zohar, leave your Zohar, come for Zohar. Pray. You have to do the obligations, the commandments of Allah which apply on you, you have to do them and then find your rizq. And يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم لعلكم تفلحون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in Quran when azan for Jum'ah is called, leave your business, your job and everything and come towards the zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then when you have finished worshipping Allah, then go and find your rizq. Then go and find it. Then go and make an effort for it. But today we live in a society, or we live in a way that our main purpose is to chase rizq. And everyone thinks that, what's going to happen to my children tomorrow? If I don't make money, if I don't make enough money, if I don't have enough properties, then my children are going to die tomorrow. But that same children whom you are struggling for, you're not looking if you're earning halal or haram. You don't care what you're earning. You're making properties, you're making bank balances for them. Those same children tomorrow are not going to do sadaqah jariyah for you. And I have seen that with my own eyes. People leave millions, their children don't even give few pounds to the masjid. Sadaqah jariyah for their children, for their parents, from their parents' money. That this is my father's money, I give 10% of my father's wealth from virasat to masjid or madrasa. So it's a sadaqah jariyah for my father. Your children are not going to do that. Do your good a'mal in your lifetime before your death comes. Prepare your akhirat before your death comes. Prepare yourself for your death before your death comes. Because death does not mean end of life. Death means start of new life, because you go into the new life. And that new life is forever and ever. And if you did the good actions, then you will be in peace in grave. And your akhirat will be peaceful. And you will enter paradise with peace. But if you did bad actions, your actions weren't good, then there isn't any possibility of you going to Jannah. There is possibility, but there is very less chance of you going to Jannah, because you have been doing bad actions, and you're going to be judged on your actions. And the angels are sitting there with the HD camera. You know, scholars कहते थे कि किताब पेन लिखा हुआ है, लिखते हैं, they write down. But nowadays we live in a modern area. I say they have HD camera, 3D. They record you from every angle, and they're going to show you on the day of judgment. Here's the recording. You know, when you tell somebody, you know, I saw you doing this, he says no. But when you show him video, he goes quiet, because it's against him. It's him. On that day, our videos will be shown to us. That look, this clip, look at this. This is you. You are doing this thing. And that video at the same time will be scanning full body. This is what your heart was thinking. This is what was going through your mind. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reads your hearts. Allah knows what's in your hearts, what's in your chests. So therefore, yes, look for the rizq. Work for rizq. Make an effort. And halal. But don't make rizq the purpose of your life. Today we have made rizq the purpose of our life. That's not the purpose of our life. Purpose of our life is to make Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy. And to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to follow the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Like Shaykh Ataullah in his lecture, he was mentioning, sunnah is really important. People, you know, say that sunnah is nothing. It was a custom of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's time. It was customs of Arabs. Sunnah is also part of deen. And your action will not be complete unless you follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today we are unsuccessful in the world. We are having troubles in the world because we have left the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sunnah is one of those things that even a kafir, if he follows the sunnah, it also benefits him. Although he doesn't do it because of the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but sunnah also benefits him. If you follow your life according to the commandments of Allah shown to us by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, according to his sunnah, you will be successful in this world and in hereafter. And Sahaba lived their life like that. That's why they were successful in this world and in hereafter. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared that I am happy with them, I am pleased with them, and they're pleased with me. And on the day of judgment, they will enter paradise. So therefore, try to bring change into your life. Try to make an effort for your akhirat. Try to think about your death, because death is one haqiqat, one reality which no one denies, which is to come upon us, and we don't know when we are going to die, when our death is going to come. Time is really short, inshallah. Next time when I have a chance, inshallah, we'll speak about this topic in details. May Allah give us the tawfiq to act upon what has been said. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillah rabbil alameen.
الله أكبر الله أكبر